I am Dr. L. Carol Scott, a trauma-informed developmental psychologist, and I bring you the SAS, Self-Aware Success Strategies that help you transform any relationship. But today, this video that I'm making focuses on a business topic, great customer service as defined by the Self-Aware Success Strategies, your personal and corporate SAS. So what if customer complaints didn't have to feel so adversarial to you? What about if you didn't approach them feeling like you're ready for an argument? You can break through the anger and attack that come at you as you focus on the heart of your customer, the heart of who your customer is, through the tools of the first three self-aware success strategies: trust, independence, and faith. And these three also form the heart of who you are, your trust, independence, and faith. And that's how you as a person interact. That's the core from which you interact with other people. So great customer service really needs to begin with this heart-to-heart connection. So this 10 minutes or so is going to demonstrate how the most basic of human connection changes everything. For a long time, I think we tried to pretend in the business world like the people who come to work don't have families, don't have emotions, don't have a life outside of whatever it is that they do for the company. But in our lives at work, we're not Autobots. We bring our human selves into the office, into the factory, into the store every day. No matter what kind of a setting we work in, we show up as a human being, and as a human being, we have needs, we have things we need from other people, we have emotions that we're feeling, we have opinions, we have ideas, we have thoughts, and we have things that we want. We have things that we think will make us happier, that we're reaching for. And we dream of, invent, and long for sort of heavenly future states in our imagining. We have imagination for things that are beyond the happiness that we sort of reach for locally every day. So that unique package, the needs, the feelings, the opinions, the ideas and the thoughts, the wants and the dreams, that is who we are at the heart of us. That is the heart of every person. And so that unique package, the heart of who each of us is the sum of our unique contribution in the world. It's the gift that we are that nobody else is, and nobody else can ever be. And so every customer with whom you interact also has that heart. They have what they need, believe, feel, want, and dream, just as you do. Every customer has needs that have nothing to do, and yet everything to do, with their overt purpose in interacting with you. But what would happen if you could acknowledge them? If you could just acknowledge and see the needs, even the ones that they can't express. Every customer has something that they want, their overt purpose for the interaction. Well, how do they respond when you reflect it accurately, when you affirm that you hear it? And also, every customer has ideas, thoughts, beliefs about the problem that needs to be solved, about how it should be solved. And you can't even have that conversation. They can't believe that you can really hear that conversation unless they can hear that you can honor those feelings, can see the needs, that you can get to some of this other heart of who they are. And finally, every customer has a dream. Every customer has a playfulness, can imagine, can reach for something better. What would happen if you invited them into collaborative play to stretch for a solution together? So what I'm going to do now for the rest of the time is what I would call coaching light. So this will give you some sense of how I will approach coaching, but it's just like barely scratching the surface of the work that will be done if you were really deeply in coaching with me, if you're in a real coaching experience. This is a few minutes. And I'm just going to focus on several of the tools for using the self-aware success strategies of trust, independence, and faith. The first three that are the heart of who you are. And so that carries everything that you need, think, feel, want, and dream of. The heart of who you are. Everything you need, think, feel, want, and dream of. All right, so let's start with that need. What you need helps you learn to trust. So the needs of the customer. I think it's a pretty likely bet that those include identity, and you'll hear things like, I'm important, I know people, to represent that. May include communication, a need for communication. And then they'll say things like, you don't understand, let me tell you, buddy, listen here, fella. And probably will include a need for power. And they'll say things like, don't make me get angry, don't make me open a can of whoop ass on you. You don't know how bad this can get. Other kind of dramatic statements about this is life or death, or, kind of this could be really awful for you. Those kinds of statements are pretty clearly a need for power. So you, as a counter strategy, instead of trying to address those needs for identity, communication, and power, what you want to do is focus on meeting the needs you have for nurture, for service, for connection, and for community. If you meet those needs for yourself, that will connect you to them. So here's how you would do that. Focus on a counter strategy of focusing on your need for nurture. You might say, I can take care of this for you. Your need for service. You could say, I'm happy to be of service in this matter. I'm happy to resolve this for you. For connection. If you can find out something personal about them, you might say something like, as a fellow, sports team fan, I got you. Community, your need for community. You can say something like, it's good to have people like you in the family of users of this product. Because in the early childhood world, awareness of emotional difference, feelings being different in someone else than in you, comes before you understand a difference in the things we want and the way we see the world. So first, we separate from people based on emotion. So let's start there. For independence as a strategy for customer service, listen for what your customer says they feel and what they say they want before you affirm and clarify any beliefs or ideas that they have about how to solve the problem. First, they need to have their emotions and their longings, their wants addressed. From the customer, what you might be hearing is things like, I'm at the end of my rope. I can't even. You have no idea. I've tried everything else. And so you can mirror briefly what you're hearing. You're exhausted. You want a solution. I'd be frustrated too. You're being very patient. Thanks for clarifying that. And clearly repeat then, once you have addressed the feelings and what they want, clearly repeat the customer's perspective using the language of needs, emotions, and longings to create trust and interpersonal safety. You're asking for a refund, or so your service has been out for 4 hours now, or I see here the package didn't arrive at your brother's house. Affirm that you see the problem, their perspective on the problem. The final self-aware success strategy for creation of a full-on cooperation interaction is faith. Stir in some possibility, some creativity, maybe even a big dream of some kind. When you get to the point where the customer is saying something like, that's it, you did it, then what you can do is stir in a little possibility for the future. For example, and we changed that setting so the problem won't happen for you again. Or, I hope you have no other bumps in your road this week. So that's a 30,000-foot view of some sassy coaching on customer service. The self-aware success strategies begin with shared humanity, connecting the heart of who you are to the heart of the customer. Listen for and respond to the deep needs first to strengthen trust. Then hear the emotions, the longings, and the perspectives, what the customer feels, wants, and thinks. Establish that you and they, both competent individuals with independence, are aligned toward a shared outcome. And then finally, add a careful splash of play to connect to their faith, their belief in the impossible. Leave them smiling inside and out if you can. Trust, independence, and faith. The heart of who you are and the heart of each customer that you serve. Bring this SaaS, these self-aware success strategies, to your next customer service call. And share your experiences with the rest of us and let us know how it goes. Or bring an example to the next Sunday Salon. The second Sunday of each month, we have a free 90-minute check it out coaching session. Get out there and be more sassy.